¿Qué tal, mi gente? Estamos de vuelta, esta vez con The Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt Complete Edition, The Road to Platinum. Eh, Ayer pues no pudimos hacer mucho, ya que el juego tuvo un error y jugamos que solo como 10-15 minutos. Y cuando eso pasa, de verdad, no me gusta volver a abrir directo. Entonces esperemos que hoy sí funcione. Lo que estamos haciendo es la misión de Kira Mest, de básicamente eh, liberar una isla de una maldición. Entonces, eh, eso es lo que vamos a intentar terminar el día de hoy. Y luego, si da tiempo, hacer puntos de interés que ya me tienen de verdad con eh, muchas ganas de hacerlos ya, la verdad. Entonces, vamos a darle.
While in Crookback Bog, Ciri had happened on the Crones. The beastly sisters took her in, then wavered, unsure if they should eat her or surrender her to the Wild Hunt. Ciri escaped before they could decide. Pursued by a spectral rider, she had fled into the swamp, where Geralt lost her trail once more. He now needed a new lead.
Ok, aquí nos habíamos quedado. Aquí íbamos a buscar los espíritus por aquí. Que nos mataron. Me mataron, man. ¿Dónde es que estaba? ¿Dónde es que estaba? Claro, aquí está. Que no me vean. Joder,
They left us, look! All of them...
espérate.
They left us, look! All of them done went! We need to swim, come on! What about all this? We can't leave it! You go. Find a boat and come back for me. If you make it across. Why wouldn't I? Be back before you know it.
Esto fue todo lo que habíamos hecho ayer. Ya. Y cuando yo fui a grabar, pues el juego uf, no quiso responder más. Entonces, vamos a correr toda la periferia de este círculo buscando cositas verdes. No quiero pelear con nadie, la verdad. Ok, cositas verdes, cositas verdes. Vale. Vamos a buscar cosas verdes. Bueno, ya entonces sería adentro. Vamos. Entonces por el otro lado, ahora la del otro lado. Param, 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 pam. Que era el brujero. Vale. Uy, 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 este loot. Lo había dejado, cabrón. Ay, enemigos, cabrón. No, yo no quiero enemigos, yo quiero amigos. Oh, Miracle Land, cabrón. Yo no quiero enemigos, yo quiero amigos. Enemigos por aquí, enemigos por allá. Yo no quiero ni pelear. Me gustaría no pelear para nada en el juego. Vale. Vale, por aquí no hay nada, por allá tampoco. Entonces, ahora explorar por dentro. Creo que ya habíamos corrido por aquí, buscando vainas verdes. Y por aquí no hay nada. De este lado tampoco hay nada. Ahora tocaría el lado derecho. Aquí no hay nada. Cosas verdes, cosas verdes.
Millie, we gotta flee. Quick now. Millie. Millie, what's with you? I don't know. So, burning. Ah! What? No. No, stay back. Don't leave me.
Ok, punticos de experiencia, easy peasy. Guardamos de nuevo. Vale. Hay más cosas verdes. Vale. Ay, yo creo que hay otra, mano. ¿Será que no está aquí adentro del círculo? Pero yo creo que hay otra. Déjame, me subo allá arriba. Aquí. Para ver si lo veo. Vale. No. Nada por aquí. Me gusta, me gusta. Vale. No me puedo subir allá arriba. Cabrón. Que yo creo que hay otro arriba, hermano. Que digo afuera. Creo que hay otro afuera. Pero bueno. Si aquí no sale nada, no sale nada. Vamos. Por aquí tampoco. Por aquí tampoco veo nada. Vale, entonces entremos. Estoy grabando cada rato ahora. Rats. No. Rats or mice.
Didn't come here to ask nicely.
Tan grandes.
Place is full of rats. As many dead as alive. Think they're feeding on them.
Look, Geralt, stop. You need to be so detailed.
Son ratas, entonces porque dice mice.
Where's that noble? Lying here, quiet as a mouse, head split open like a rotted pumpkin. More like a peasant now, sloshing around in his own blood and shite. Be nothing noble about him. Too quick a death they gave him. Should have been made to suffer. He's not the end of it. Sons can suffer for him, and the daughter. To the top!
sign he must have died here.
¿Eso qué es?
Rich folk. Doubt I'll ever understand them. Keeping rats in cages like rabbits.
Let him out, maybe? Like to die of hunger if we leave him there.
I'd sooner burn the vermin. Releasing him's not like to bring no good. Imagine the harm they'd do if they swam back to the village.
Swam? Rats? How do you figure they'd do that?
They do it.
Fret for him. Clever little bastards. Clever than you.
They seem sluggish to you. Got the mange, maybe? Oh, that stench!
Ok, ustedes las liberaron. Ellos fueron los que la liberaron. Los rats. Ellos mismos las liberaron. Joder, cositas, cositas. Andiamo. Up. Okay. Locked, okay. Estoy usando para ver prácticamente.
Don't start, Annabelle. Back to your craft. Always bending my ear about fool peasants. I'll not hear of them again. That simpleton turned your head, but one Graham hardly makes the rest courtly, one and all.
My lord, peasants. They're through the door in the tower.
Vale. Aquí hay de joder, de verdad. Vale. ¿Qué está eso ahí? No, cuidado, que roads. Cuidado, vale. Sé que iba a haber algo ahí. Uy, ¿qué haces? ¿Te crees Assassin's Creed ahora? Vale. ¿Te crees un asesino? Trofeos. Que me falta. Erinia hay. Vale.
Gold! Piles of it! Oh, won't do the dead any good now, will it? Strange it's still here. The noble died a time ago. Who's that? Show yourself. Anyone there? Who? Who are you?
Pero este vino ya después. 80, vamos, experiencia, compramos. Este vino después de que ya todo pasara.
Have you got to the laboratory at the top of the tower yet?
I'm at the top. Nothing here that looks like a laboratory.
Then you've not reached the highest level. Look for a passage.
Someone dragged something across the floor. Or dragged it from one wall to the other, repeatedly. Someone dragged something across the floor. Or dragged it from one wall to the other, repeatedly.
Me dejé un cofre.
Like a laboratory. Pretty well equipped, too.
Why did you leave? You claimed to love me. I'm cold. Why has no one come for me? I cannot leave this place. I see no way out. Who are you? Do you seek to hurt me as well?
No.
Don't be afraid. I want to lift the curse that grips this island. Your turn to tell me who you are. The other ghosts, they couldn't see me.
I'm special. Always was. The rare beauty. The Lord's daughter. These lands, as far as the eye can see, were ours. My family and I, we hid in the Major's Tower to await the war's end, the end of hard times. It was not to be forever.
Mage Tower, who was he?
Mage who lived here. Who was he?
Alexander, I hardly knew him. He spent most of his time locked away in this tower. He's dead too, you know. They're all dead. Mountains of corpses, yet I stand here alone, all alone. They've all abandoned me. Even he who promised me everlasting love. You will abandon me as well.
If I can lift the curse, you yourself will be free to leave. Tell me what happened here. Peasants sailed to the island to ask for food. Is that true?
No. They came to rob and kill. They thought us rich, believed we'd stowed ourselves away here to laugh at their misery. Yet we had little food as well. Too little to share with those who came. They slaughtered everyone. I heard my father cry out, but the mage told me not to reveal myself or let anyone in. He gave me a potion. If I was discovered, I was to drink it. He said everything would be all right.
What kind of potion was it? Remember its smell? What it looked like?
I remember only that I feared to drink it.
Didn't trust the mage?
In the village, they claimed he meddled in disease. Not curing it, but causing it. They said he lured rats into the tower, infected them with the Catriona. Only rumors, surely, but I was afraid. So horribly afraid. And then I heard him. My beloved Graham. He called to me. I opened the door for him, but others rushed in. They lunged at me and...
Your beloved failed to save you. Why?
There were too many. Leave her be, he shouted. He grabbed at them, tried to stop them. They just laughed.
Did they hurt you?
They gripped my arms, tore at my dress. I managed to free myself and drink the potion, and then... nothing.
Poisoned? That how you died?
No, for I later awoke. I was alone, it was dark. Only there were rats everywhere. Dozens. Hundreds. And I couldn't move.
Sleeping potion. Effects hadn't worn off yet. You were paralyzed.
They were everywhere. All over me like insects. My face, my hands. I felt them rip open my skin, then crawl into my stomach. They tore me apart, and I could not even scream. Have I not suffered enough? Why can't I leave this place?
Can you talk to the island's other specters?
No, I'm alone here. The others, they flee when they see me. I know not why. You do not fear me, do you?
No. Used to dealing with ghosts. Though, gotta admit, there's something about you. You're different. You weren't the last to die on this island. Found a fresh corpse in the tower.
The island's a dangerous place. Folks should not venture here. I too wish to leave.
The dead man. Looked like a monster had attacked him, recently. The tower home to anything else?
How am I to know? There's lots of wraiths here. I hear them whispering every night.
Not talking about ghosts. A monster who hunts here. You must have noticed something.
I don't know. I've noticed naught. Why do you ask? Why must you press me so? You're to be my savior, not my tormentor.
How can I help you?
A curse born of hatred binds me to this place. Only love's power can hope to lift it. But who could love a wraith?
And your beloved, he dead too?
Graham? No, he lives. I would know if he died. But he fled and abandoned me. Left me here all alone.
Maybe you could strip the curse of its power by forgiving him. You might cleanse the Isle. Your beloved, who is he? A noble son?
No, a poor fisherman. My father objected, strongly. He did not see us together. I miss him so. Each night I walk to the island shore to gaze upon the village. Does he remember me still?
Sentimentality,
Said before
come
you
on.
can't leave the tower.
Did I? You must have misheard.
I don't think so.
I don't know anymore. It's all a nightmare to me.
Espérate, quiero escuchar una cosa.
Your beloved.
No, I miss him so. Each night I walk to the island shore to gaze upon the village. Does he remember me still?
Said before you can't leave the tower.
Did I? You must have misheard.
I don't think so.
I don't know anymore. It's all a nightmare to me.
Okay. Ver. No me hagan recordarme, no me hagan recordar. Okay, the curse is focused on you.
As I see it, you're the curse's focus. The other ghosts on the island, their auras aren't nearly as strong as yours. My medallion started pulsating as soon as we started talking.
I don't know what you mean, but you do seem to know some things. You could be right. My fate is tied to the Isle, I feel that. Perhaps because I am heiress of these lands.
It could be your blood ties to the land. The base of the curse, that is. If so, forgiving Graham, laying your resentment to rest should lift it.
I loved him. I'm prepared to forgive him. But I must know that he regrets what he did. Take my bones to him. He must bury them. This will be our farewell. Will you speak to him? Will you do this for me?
Yes. Espérate.
Really hope I can help. Need to look around first.
Whatever for? Not in the tower, but bones and rats. Don't leave me with them again.
I'll come back for you. You can be sure.
Very well, but come back soon. Don't keep me waiting.
Okay. Pero quiero ver una cosa. Ahora ya me lo dieron, aquí está. The Mage Alexander's Log Part 1. Day 237. My experiments continue to return results I must consider unreliable. Methodological errors are not at fault. The problem lies in the shoddy and fallible research material I am forthwith with. Despite his prior assurance, Bestred is unable to provide me with enough moderately healthy specimens for my test. Most of the material is starved and terrified, having been dragged here straight from the dungeon. I waste a great deal of time daily washing and delousing them before I will so much as let them step foot into my laboratory. Sterility first. Sterility first. As Marty saw the Graham manage to prove in her little-known work, the attitude of a patient undergoing treatment can have a significant impact on the battle against the disease. Unfortunately, the volunteers with which I am supplied do not show sufficient comprehension, let alone enthusiasm for the noble work in which they are taking part. In fact, it seems they consider the research part of their punishment. I have tried a few times, though I am but a poor speaker, to convince them that they are contributing to the eradication of one of the greatest plagues tormenting mankind. I had the distinct impression they understood little, but perhaps their stupor was merely the result of their early stages of the illness. Of course, it is impossible to achieve success without significant sacrifices. To the overwhelming majority of them will have to lay down their trifling lives on the altar of learning. But that is a sacrifice I am willing to make. Okay.
When will this nightmare end?
It's okay.
Experimenting on humans.
Okay.
Never would have gotten away with it if the Conclave were still in charge.
A Alone. All have left me.
Part 2. Day 336. I never digged live rats, not because of their obscene tales, but rather on account of their lively, disturbing intelligence. They are always listening when a man believes he's talking only to himself, and what's words they seem to understand. A few days ago I caught myself talking to one of them, to a particularly large black male with a thorn-off ear. At first, I was overcome by panic. Was this a first manifestation of the illness? Of course, that was impossible, for I had fortified my immunity with powerful spells. Upon further consideration, I concluded it was an altogether natural reflex, one even the most learned among us find hard to restrain. We mages like to be listened to. I placed the black rat in a separate cage. The time will come for it to play a part in the test. Meanwhile, it can keep me company, and observe. I've noticed it looks with great concentration at the cages of his infected brethren, particularly those in the last stages of illness. Fascinating. Speaking of company, I have known, besides the black rat, and cannot hope for better. Betrat avoids the laboratory and has expressed his desire for his daughter to steer clear of me as well. At first I thought he feared a moral scandal, which will be risible in this dream, but he explained the true reason in due course. It seems Annabel has always possessed a fragile psychic constitution. Observing the ill might throw her into foul humors. The peasants taking part in the study have stopped speaking to me. I don't know what they believe this little act of defiance will serve. It does me no harm. They made for lousy conversation partners. There remains, of course, the woman. But as for her, I try to limit my contact. Day 362. My black rat had died. Today I found him curled up in his cage. I suspected he had become infected on accident, but during the autopsy I did not uncover any sign of illness. He was also perfectly well fed. Strange. From a medical point of view, his death remains unexplained, something which I must admit irritates the scholar in me. But, as mentioned previously, I'm not particularly fond of rats. Algo mató a la rata, cabrón. Sped.
When will this nightmare end?
No hay más cosas rojas. Yo diría que sí, ¿no? No salían más. Vale.
Alone. All have left me.
Va pues. Me volví, ¿no?
When will this nightmare end? Will you help me now? You promised not to leave me here.
Fine. I'll talk to Graham. Where will I find him?
He lives in the village on the lakeshore, yet... What if he's forgotten me?
If he loved you, he'll remember. And want to help.
He said he would always love me. Go to him. Make haste, please.
Tengo recuerdos ahora. Ok. Ok. ¿Dónde me metí? ¿Por dónde? Por aquí no es. Aquí. Bueno, este es así. Locked. Vale. Ok. A grabar. ¿De queda? Vale. En Horizon. No olvidé en Horizon. Vamos ahí en barca por si acaso hay una conversación con Kira. Que ahora mismo no me estoy acordando si la vieja nos está tratando de engañar, solo quiere vengarse del man, o si de verdad lo perdona, o si podemos hacer que lo perdone, no me acuerdo. Entonces, interesante. Llegamos directico donde es su casa.
Why you been following me?
Just wondering what you want from him. From Graham.
Me? Didn't want nothing. It's his mother be worried about him. Been locked in his hut since he came back from the Isle. Talks to no soul.
¿Y cuándo
Love's
fue?
misery curdled his brains, I reckon.
¿Y cuándo fue a la
He's
isla?
cocky once the Baron's men whip your arse. I want to talk.
You're deaf, damn it! I told you. Who are you?
Maldita.
I'm a witcher.
What of it? Why should I care?
I've been to the island. I know what happened there.
What do you want of me?
Want to talk to you about Annabelle.
Annabelle? What can you know about her?
I met her. Talked to her.
Annabelle's dead. Drank poison. And I couldn't save her.
Did you love her?
Something mad. Loved her so deep I believed we'd come through, believed we'd be together. Of course, it was not to her father's liking. His daughter and a plain lout.
Joder, vuelve y tocan la fibra, cabrones. Hoy no deberían haber tocado la fibra. Hoy no
What
era el
happened
día.
on Fyke Isle? You gotta tell me.
'Twere Millie, Finch and Faulkner. They rallied the men, all roughs, to go to the Isle, take back what was ours from the noble. They knew I was known at the tower, that the Lord's servants would open the gate for me since I sold them fish.
They force you to go with them?
No, I I saw my chance in it for Annabelle and me to flee. But it all spun into chaos. Our boys from the village, they started killing everyone. Annabelle, they wanted to rape. First, then she drank the poison. Mage must have gave it her. I ran out the tower, hollering that I wanted to die, cursing them all to hell. Don't force me to speak of it. No more, please.
Said you were hollering as you fled the tower, the island. What exactly did you say?
I don't remember. I wanted them to pay for what they'd done to her.
Might have cursed them. There's a powerful magic aura on Fyke Isle. Passions, evil intent, strong emotions of any kind can activate it. Your words could be the curse's source.
Sí, eso lo explica en el libro. Pero, joder, me ha dado duro. Me ha dado duro esta vaina.
She took the poison because of them.
He wasn't poison, my friend. He wasn't poison.
It wasn't poison. Annabelle drank a strong sleeping potion. Mage wanted to protect her, make it look like she was dead. Convinced everyone.
But that means... Is she... You said you spoke to her?
Spoke to a ghost. By the time she awoke, Tower was full of cold corpses. And rats. She was warm meat.
Oh,
Rats
horrible,
ate her
hijo de
alive.
púchale.
She was alive the whole time, but... Can't be. She was cold all through like a corpse. I shook her, begged her, open your eyes. I never thought...
Pero ¿cuánto tiempo ha pasado? Eso es lo que yo no entiendo.
It's not your fault. No guilt in not knowing. And you couldn't know it wasn't poison she drank.
Gods, what have I done? If I had stayed behind to bury her, I'd have noticed she was alive. It might have ended different, ended well.
If you'd stayed on the island, I doubt you'd have survived.
I'd take death over leaving her to the rats like that. But there's naught I can do about it now.
Wrong on that count.
Joder, tío. Basta.
Annabelle needs you. Her soul will only find peace if you help her.
But what can I do?
It's too late.
It's too late.
Bury her bones. Annabelle should be laid to rest by one who loved her. It's the only way to lift the curse that holds Fyke Isle.
Those are... her bones.
Yes.
Give them here. And leave me be.
¿En serio? ¿Ya? Es que creo que hay una misión donde el fantasma sí lo engaña. Sí engaña a la gente. O nos intenta engañar, alguna vaina así. Right. Annabelle. Geralt encountered this young woman ghost in the uppermost room in the haunted tower of Fyke Isle. She told him that in life she had been the local lord's daughter. When enraged peasants stormed the tower, she feared they would ravage her honor if they found her alive, and so took a magic potion that put her in a corpse-like state of paralysis. When she awoke, she found herself lying amidst the bodies of her family and servants. Unable to move, she watched in helpless horror as rats feasted on the pile of corpses and began to nibble on her as well. Horrible, mano, horrible. This ghostly death must have somehow put a curse on her and the tower, for her ghost had wandered in relentless torment ever since. Geralt engaged his vast experience with such curses to search for a possible solution. Having learned that Annabelle had loved a simple fisherman named Graham, Geralt decided this man and the bond of true love the two youths shared could be their salvation. Geralt agreed to take the young woman's remains to her loft to have him give her a proper burial. Geralt hoped this would lift the evil spell on the curse and bring Annabelle peace at long last. Graham, Graham was a simple fisherman from an even simpler village. Irritant, yet the role he had played in local events was anything but. Fig Isle, the tower, the curse, he had been a key part of it all. Geralt had learned from Annabelle about the deep feelings the two had shared, but the rest of their tragic story only emerged later. Exactly how the young man had participated in the incident in the tower remained rather unclear. What was certain was that he tried to defend his beloved and fled Fig Isle right after what he thought was her death. Stories about poor fishermen in love with their lord's daughter are not one to end happily, but even the most tragic quill poet will find what Grant and Annabelle experienced excessively cruel. Demasiado. Their desire for happiness and mutual love was defeated by the cruelty of fate and the greed of men, damning the young couple to eternal suffering. Joder. Joder, man. Que tienen que tocarme ese punto. Grant, without his love at his side. Annabelle as tortured, so wandering between the living and the dead. There was nothing left to the Witcher but to bring the young man Annabelle's earthly remains, hoping that a proper burial would bring peace to the girl's spirit and lift the curse. Pero de verdad ya... Vale. Voy a creérmelo. ¿Viste? ¿Viste? ¡Lo sapeo! ¡Lo sapeo! ¡No!
She's a pesta, and now she's free.
Joder. Grabé, marica. ¿Dónde grabé? No lo puedo salvar. Él no merecía morir, men. De manera yo. Joder. Que esto fue antes de... Ah, vale, esto fue cuando salí de la torre. Joder. Joder. Qué codones, ¿no? Bueno, lo dejamos así. Joder, estás lejos, Kira. Joder, me siento mal. Joder, sí que lo repito, de verdad. Pero bueno, sigamos. Se ve la torreta aquí, ¿no?
Might and fair and teda te
Ok, hay que ir a donde Kira. Hemos sido engañados por el amor. Confía en el amor. Love is not enough. Lastimosamente. En mi caso y en el caso de Gran. Andiamo.
Go, go.
Just when I was starting to miss you.
Uy, I like that.
Tell me more about this mage from the Isle. Were you two close?
Never expected you'd take such an interest in my private life.
More interested to know if you bonded as fellow magic practitioners.
Well, we have little in common in that arena. Oh, Alexander was one of those anxious experimenters, forever short on sleep. The kind that thinks perfect happiness is an isolated tower and a full set of vials and alembics.
Okay.
Fyke Isle's free of its curse.
And you withheld this news until now? Why? I gave you a Xenovox. But the curse, what was its source?
The dark spell clung to the spirit of Annabelle, the Lord's daughter. To free her and the Isle, Graham, her beloved, had to help me.
So it ended well.
No.
I lifted the curse, so the island's clear. Annabelle's soul is free. Thing is, turned out she's a pesta. Graham's dead.
And you failed to notice? You're losing your touch. Be that as it may, Fyke Isle is free of its curse. That's important. I'm almost inclined to say good work.
One thing's bothering me.
What?
Annabelle said Alexander was studying diseases. She mentioned Catriona. You knew this?
All the mages knew about it. Alexander was a highly regarded epidemiologist. I would have given anything for an opportunity to study his notes, but he guarded them jealously.
The lamp. What do you want to do with it?
As I said, you may keep it. I don't believe I shall need it anymore, given the Isle's been cleansed. I actually regret not going there with you. Perhaps we can make up for that lost time now.
Joder. Wait, someone said that to me.
All right. Time I was on my way.
Perhaps you'd stay just a bit longer? There's one small favor you might yet do for me.
Okay.
What is it?
I put in an order for a few substances from Novigrad. The trader was due to be here yesterday, but has yet to arrive. Could you see what happened? The package is rather important to me.
Okay, I'll look into it.
Why not? If he was coming here from Novigrad, he must have passed through Blackbow. I'll check the area.
Thank you. I shall be ever so grateful.
Okay.
Geralt, just when I was starting to miss you.
See you, Kira.
la misión. A favor for a friend. Joder. Ah, man. Primero God of War y ahora esto. Vale. Entonces, mi gente, lo vamos a dejar aquí por hoy. Mañana continuamos a hacer esta misión de Kira. Creo que ya es la última de Kira, si no estoy mal. Entonces ya sería todo. Entonces mañana continuamos con eso. Y bueno, hasta la próxima. Chao, chao.